Welcome to Women Should Know, the podcast and online show that dives into conversations that every woman needs to hear. From career to confidence, relationships, and real life wisdom, we're keeping it unfiltered, raw, and real. I'm Nicole Hurst. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Women Should Know podcast and show. I'm here with Havilah. She's a health and anti-aging strategist. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do before we jump into questions?
Like so many women, I would call what I do multi-hyphenated. In other words, I am not just a thing, I am lots of things.
Yes.
I do all of them very well, not hopefully all at the same time, because sometimes that gets confusing. But my day job is I am a corporate strategist for companies looking to create people process. So that's my day job. And then what I've been doing for the last 5 years, because I just have a real passion for it, is doing health, nutrition, and anti-aging. And I don't advertise it a lot. I don't do a lot of it, but I really do it for specific clients who have very specific things that they need. And this is why I'm a strategist and not a coach. I'm not going to bring you along. I'm going to give you a strategy to execute to get to your optimal health, to slow your aging process, and to support your body and your mind along the way. So that's why I'm a strategist and not a coach. And that's what I do. And I partner with a company for all of my products because I wanted to have the best products I could out there to provide for my clients and my customers so that they got the results that they wanted. And I needed a company I trusted. So I looked at a lot of companies and I picked Neora as my trusted partner for this.
I love that. What do you feel like the biggest myths that people hear about like anti-aging or staying youthful?
So I think everybody thinks that they have to maintain what they did before to get where they want to go.
Okay,
And what
yeah.
I mean by that is when you're in your 20s and 30s, before you hit perimenopause, and you've had some nurses on here who've talked a lot about this,
Mm-hmm.
you can change one or two small things and get immediate results. For me, it was always put on a little weight. Okay, shift my nutrition a little bit, not a lot, just shift my nutrition a little and add a little more exercise. And boom, I get back where I am. You hit your 40s, things change. Things change a lot. And then I hit 50 and I went, oh, what in the hell actually just happened here? What? Because what happened was our bodies change chemically as we age. And so we can't do the things at the pace we used to do as we get older. So to really get good anti-aging, you have to meet your body where you are now, not where you used to be. And that was a really hard lesson for me personally. And I've watched a lot of clients struggle with that as well. I used to be able to go lift 3 days a week and heavy weights, and I felt great. And now I do that and I've got to sleep for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because you just don't do it as well. I think one of the other big myths about anti-aging is that it has to be to get products, particularly that work, they have to be full of toxins, you have to do Botox or filler or whatever. I think you can age gracefully, but again, it really comes down to getting your support. So you have to pick and choose your battles as well and stop chasing purple squirrels. There is no fix to aging.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a natural process that we all go through, and it's better than the alternative.
I
We
love that you
can't,
said that because I always say that. If you're
right.
lucky, you'll age. So yeah, I agree.
Is to age with ease and to age with grace. And that doesn't mean you have to look wrinkly and have white hair. You can choose that 100%. If you want to not dye your hair, 100% don't dye your hair. I'm
Yeah.
all in support of that. Luckily, my hair has not gone white, so I'm good. So it's really picking what does that mean for you. There is no one size fits all. I think that's the other myth is that anti-aging is one size fits all. It's not. And it's not about anti-aging. I hate that term. It's about aging in a way that makes you feel confident, strong, healthy, energetic, and just doing it with some ease.
Yeah, no, I agree. And one thing I wanted to mention is I feel like I overcomplicate the system is I'm always like all in or nothing. And so I feel this is probably common, but I feel like just a few simple steps to like ease into it or like you said, gracefully. So let's jump over to that. What are some like easy, like it's not going to take me 2 hours in a day to go into a new routine? And what are some easy way that we can not overcomplicate
Yeah.
aging gracefully
So
or easy
oddly,
routines?
oddly enough, my health and nutrition coaching and anti-aging strategy is all about healthy life simplified. Like
Awesome.
simplification is how we stick with it. Now,
Yeah.
you will have to put some effort into building new habits. That's probably true, right? We all have habits that we have to shift. We have to, like I said, meet our bodies where we are. So we're going to have to change some things we're doing. But it doesn't have to be, like you said, complicated. And it actually should not be. It should be so simple, right? It should be super simple. So I have 4 pillars when you're talking about anti-aging. And the first is physical. And really the simplest thing is move,
Yeah.
move every day. And you hear this over and over, and everybody's, I know, I just have to move. But it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. I did not get my butt out of my chair today, and I did not do 25 minutes of walking. What can I do? All right, most of us have Apple phones or YouTube. We all have YouTube. Put a 20-minute, 15-minute, 10 minutes. Put a 10-minute yoga thing on. That counts. Did you
Yeah.
clean your house today? Like when I clean my house, I am in a full sweat and I burn a lot of calories because I track my calories, right?
Yeah.
That's exercise. That's movement. So sometimes giving yourself grace of, I didn't meet this standard. What did you do? Did
Yeah.
you do that? And if you didn't, okay, today just wasn't the day. Give yourself a little bit of grace and say, tomorrow, I'm going to make that my priority before I sit down at my desk to go walk for 30 minutes. Go walk for an hour. Get
Yeah.
in community when you're exercising. Classes are a great way to do that because community, that hits 2 pillars at one time. You're moving your body and you're working on your mental and emotional state, which is my third pillar, right?
Yeah.
Because you need that community. Community is one of the fastest ways to slow aging. Socialization is a huge piece to staving off Alzheimer's, general dementia, cognitive decline. So if you really want to care for yourself, get in community, like physically. So if you're moving and you're in community, you're checking 2 boxes at once. That's great.
My husband and I just found that there's a class at our local like rec center that starts at 8:15. And it's funny when you said 8 o'clock because I was like, I feel like a lot of times you're like, oh, it's 8, it's late, I'm tired. But really, there are still things you can do. Like we can go to the 8 o'clock or the 8:15 class and be in that community and still move our bodies and stuff. So
And
I
you're
feel
doing
like
it
if you
together.
look, yeah, you'll
Right.
find that there's opportunities.
Right. And again, it's about priority.
Yeah.
Is it a priority to you to get your body moving every day?
Yeah.
Be gentler with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And again, this hits 2 pillars. Physical and mental are really connected. If you can't lift as heavy, and maybe I'm talking to myself here too, this has been part of my challenge in all of this. If you can't lift as heavy as you used to, or go as hard as you used to, or do as much as you used to, that's okay. Do what you can do now because now is where you are, and something is better than nothing, right? So be where you are and give yourself grace. Build muscle, and you'll see these pillars all interconnect. And when you're building muscle, that means you've got to be eating better nutrition, which means you've got to be doing protein. And for women specifically, we do not eat enough protein or the right proteins. Really, I am not at all a vegetarian, nor do I ever plan to be. Lots of menopausal women find that works for them. It made me super sick. It did not work for me. Pay attention to your body and where you are. Sleep. Oh, people, I cannot say this enough. Sleep. You can no longer live on 4 hours of sleep. You can probably not even live on 6 hours of sleep. We are talking a solid 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Good sleep every night. If you're waking up 2 or 3 times in the night, you gotta cut that back. And a lot of that's going to be hormone based, but you got to get the sleep. So that's really the physical piece of it. Move your bodies, sleep, build muscle, and reduce stress because that has a physical impact on you. So reducing stress, you're going to hear this a couple times, but reducing stress is a big one. People are like, I can't reduce stress. My life is so full of everything. I might have been that person. What I found is we have a lot more space to reduce stress than we think we do. We invent a lot of our own stress. So being really mindful of that and paying attention again, how is our body reacting? a little bit of self-experimentation and being really aware of your body's reaction is going to help you really measure, am I doing the right thing or do I need to shift something? Nutrition. So that's number 2. So physical, move. 2, nutrition. There is no getting around it. What we put in our face affects our physical. It affects our mental and emotional. It affects how we age. We have the genetic capacity to live much longer than we currently do. We just do.
Yeah.
We have the genetic capacity to do it. What has happened over time is our nutrition has deteriorated our genetic coding. So we won't get all sciencey and weird, but just think about that for a minute. So what you put into your body really matters. And knowing what your food eats and what's in your food, because you become your food, right? So let's talk about beef. That's a really easy one. I like beef. I like it a lot. I have a corn intolerance. I can't eat corn. Like I can no longer eat corn at all. I cannot eat lot-fed beef because they eat so much corn. So that beef is mostly corn. Like you don't think about that, but that's true.
Yeah.
But if I eat grass-fed beef, I have no reaction to it. I feel great. I don't have to eat a lot of it to get very satisfied. And it's super dense protein that my body knows how to digest.
Yeah.
If you're a vegetarian, double the amount of protein you're eating. If you're a woman, avoid whey protein. Plant-based proteins are really hard to find clean ones that have not 9,000 ingredients. Again, part of the reason I partnered with Neora, their protein powder has 9 ingredients and it's all vegan. So I can eat it and have no reaction to it. So that's great.
That's awesome.
Probiotics and supplements. Be intentional. Find where your body is and meet them there. You need to find probiotics, particularly for women who haven't had great nutrition through their life. Your gut flora and fauna determine most of your hormones. See, nobody talks about that, right? Everybody's like, hormones, they come from your wherever, your thyroid or whatever. That's a little piece of it. Most of your hormone load is built in your guts. So if you've had nutritional people on here, I'm sure they've talked like that. So probiotics is really key as you age because your flora and fauna shift, so you need different support. So I am at 51, fully menopausal, like I went over that tipping point. And I had to change my probiotic because it wasn't working for me anymore. It was creating a lot of discomfort. And so I've gone to a menopause specific, menopausal woman specific probiotic. And I noticed an immediate change. So it's understanding you don't need 1,000 supplements. You really don't. You need to know, this is where the 4th pillar comes in, and that's find support. Find what you're deficient in and supplement only that. Most people are deficient in magnesium. Most people can use a little selenium, and most people can use zinc and vitamin D. Vitamin D. Ladies, you cannot overtake vitamin D and stand in the sun for 20 minutes a day with no sunscreen on. Now, put the sunscreen on your face, like you definitely want the sunscreen on your face, but the rest of you, arms and legs, 20 minutes early morning sun, that will create all the vitamin D you need for a day.
Also, I feel like that's very mood boosting.
Yes, vitamin D is immune, it's mood, it's hormone balance, it's nervous system functionality. So yeah. Sunshine is your friend. Sunshine is your friend. And collagen. The last thing I would say in nutrition is as we age, we have to take collagen. We have to, because we stop producing it. We stop really, well, there's 3 kinds of collagen we produce. Collagen 1, collagen 2, collagen 3. We stop producing collagen 1 by about the age of 16. That's baby collagen. We stop producing collagen 2 and 3. At 25, it reduces. At 30, it reduces. At 35, it reduces. At 40, it reduces. At 45, we're almost producing no collagen. You have to take collagen. It is the connective tissue for your entire body. You want to move more? You want to be functional and have good hips until you're 50 or 500? I am 50. Until you're 80 or 90, you have to have those connective tissues healthy, and you need the collagen. So take collagen. Cannot emphasize that enough.
Do you guys offer that, or do you have one you recommend?
I do offer that. We offer that in our Slim and Skin, and it is 3 types of collagen, and it's totally bioavailable, and it is tasteless and absorbs completely into any liquid that you put it in.
Okay, cool.
So I drink it in warm lemon water every morning. My husband drinks it in his coffee.
Okay, I'll have you send me links and stuff too. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. And then the mental and emotional, that's number 3. And I think this one gets skipped. We drop right to number 4. We know in theory what we need to do nutritionally. We know we need to move. We forget that part of our aging process is our brain. It's our mind. It's our soul. As we age, we get the benefit of wisdom. We are no longer just knowledgeable. We now have wisdom, and that's knowledge plus experience, right?
Yeah.
How we think, how we show up emotionally, how we talk to ourselves, and how we talk to others and about ourselves really impacts how our physical body. Done a lot of self-help, done a lot of coaching work on me personally. Yeah. We are mostly energetic beings. We're only about 0.01% physical. Yet we focus totally on our physical.
Yeah.
So getting into your mentality, your mindset, your spiritual awareness, and your spiritual connection. For me personally, I believe very firmly in God, the creator. I have a relationship with his son, Jesus Christ. I listen to the Holy Spirit. I'm very connected to that. But it takes intentionality, and it takes me paying attention, because my own ego can get really loud, good or bad. It can get really loud and drown everything else out. So being intentional about meditation, about personal development through reading, podcasts, energy work, get hands-on body energy work. Like, it matters.
Yeah.
And you talk to anybody who looks amazing at a particular age. You look at a 65-year-old and you're like, there's no way they're more than 45. I guarantee you, they do a lot of energy work. They have body work done that moves the energy in their body. Yeah. And it helps your cells regenerate. So that's really important too, is that energetic piece of the work. And depending upon what kind of, where you are in your own spiritual thing, I have lots of resources for people who do that. Like I said, spend a lot of money, so you guys don't have to find the right ones that really work. Yeah.
One that I love that I don't think we've talked about at all on the podcast is like EFT tapping.
Oh, yes.
I feel like that's fantastic. Yeah. So whenever like I'm anxious or overwhelmed or whatever, I'm like, okay, like tap and give myself affirmations until the anxious or whatever feeling goes away.
One of the ones I've worked on this year is a practitioner who does a mix of Spelunka and EFT, or she does Spelunka, EFT, and NET, which is neuroemotional therapy or neuroemotional technique. And what it is, it's using certain points on the body in different ways, and you hold them and you feel the emotion, because again, we are energetic beings primarily. And so emotions are energies that get stuck.
Yeah.
And so you have a moment in history, or in your history, that created this emotion that you never processed out of your body. And this is why, you see how all these start to interconnect? This is why movement, exercise is so important. Like, I have a 16-year-old right now. He's freaking out because it's his end of his junior year. He's got AP exams. He's trying to figure out the college thing. Like, all of it's a lot right now. And he's a swimmer, and he's in theater. So he's busy. He wanted to not swim for like weeks. And I'm like, finally, I was like, you are turning into an asshole. Excuse me, sorry. Turning into a jerk.
We're a mature audience.
I'm like, you need to go swim. He's also a child who, in water, responds just like that. Like, as a baby, he was being a jerk. I'd throw him in a tub. New baby. New kid. So he needs that, right? But he was resisting it. How many things do we resist that we know we need, that we withhold from ourselves because we haven't earned it? We don't deserve it. Like, it's those sorts of mentalities and mindset that we have to work through. And then that's where the energy and spirituality come into being for us, because that slows aging. And I always look at it this way. Like, whenever I read through the Bible, I'm always like, these people were living till 900 years old. We are genetically, we can do this, people. Come on. After the flood, it was like between 150 and 170 was the average age. Like 120, 150 was the average age. Like, and we're barely making 80. Come on, folks. Do better. We can do better. What are the things? And the people who were living those very long lives were deeply spiritually connected, deeply
Yeah.
spiritually connected. And there's a direct connection there, right? Again, our genetic code, we can turn it on and we can turn it off. We can turn the good ones on, we can turn the good ones off. We can turn the bad ones on, we can turn the bad ones off. And this all relates. So I think this is the piece that most people skip is the mindset and emotions. You got to deal with them. You got to learn how to do better.
Yeah.
And then find support. That's my fourth one. And it all stacks on top of each other really nicely. Find support, whether that's in products, because we all want products that are clean, but we also want them to work. I used all the clean products and was not getting the results. And I was very afraid of and had bad reactions to the ones that were performing, but were full of toxins. So this is, again, why I landed in Neuro, because I was like, I need a better solution. Somebody fix it for me. And somebody introduced me to the products and I was like, fabulous. And what I loved about them, because again, simplified is my key, they're super simple. They're compact. They're simple steps. It's 3 things. Wash your face, put lotion on. And now we have a new filler alternative. Like I'm at the age where my sisters and all of my friends are Botoxing and doing fillers. And I spent years with my daughter in the cancer world and I just can't bring myself to do that. Just can't. But
Yeah.
dang, I want the results,
Yeah.
right? I want to look like that.
Yeah.
So again, that sort of thing is find the right products for you, find the right support for you. Functional and integrate in. I can't say the word now. Oh my gosh, my
And
brain.
integrate it into your routine.
Integrative medicine.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, functional and integrative medicine. If you can find doctors who do that, you'll have to pay more. They probably won't take your insurance, but they look at you holistically and they're not just treating symptoms. They're looking at whole health.
Yeah.
As you age, you're going to want somebody who looks at you as a whole being, not just as a symptom.
Yeah.
It makes a difference because
Yeah.
you're going to need hormones, or you might want to discuss hormones. Like I recently started a bioidentical HRT because I stopped being able to function in a way that felt good. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to suffer. They have done new research. There's new stuff out there. Go talk to these doctors and get the support you need.
Yeah. I love that
Therapy.
you said, because we had a doctor on here who talked about that hormone replacement. So I love
Yeah,
that you're doing it and you're feeling good.
it's okay. So a little bit of TMI, but we're going to go there. When you get to my age and into my stage of life, things that were normal are no longer normal. I completely lost my libido, like zero. My husband and I have been together for 28 years, almost 29 years. We've been married almost 25. We had a very active and healthy, intimate relationship
Yeah.
until I turned about 48. And then I was like, oh, wait, we're supposed to do that. Okay, sure. It just was not, it wasn't even that I was like, I just didn't even remember it. Like it
Yeah.
was just not even in my thought process, which
Yeah.
for me was very strange because I was
Yeah.
usually one of the ones that was like, okay,
You're
we
the
have
high
to take
desire
a
partner.
leak for a
Yeah.
reason. I need this. And I just was like, oh, whatever. And that affected my relationship with him over time. It wasn't that it got bad, but we lost a connection. We were losing, I should
Yeah.
say, the depth of our connection. We were losing the synchronicities that we had together that we weren't as synchronized. And so part of HRT for me has been recovering that libido so that I can continue to nurture that relationship in a way that feels good and that's going to carry us forward in our life as we do some pretty big and scary things right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, the end of my nose is itchy. We're doing some really scary. We started another business. We've gone out on our own. We are about to start hiring people as soon as we can get our government clearances finished. Like it's going to be big and we need to be in lockstep together. And part of that for me is feeling energetic, is
Yeah.
having the mental fog, the brain fog out, and having a relationship with him that is where it needs to be. And so that's why the hormone support was so important for me. And my sister's, I don't understand why I want to spend $450 every quarter. I'm like, you spend more than that on Botox. So let's just stop that. I said, and it's an investment in your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your children, and it makes you livable with. Like, you are not livable with right now. It's more made up, and I like it.
Tolerable.
Not even tolerable. Like, you are not livable with. You can live with somebody who's tolerable. She's not even tolerable. Go get the hormones.
Yeah.
I didn't notice a big enough difference. I'm like, we all did. Go get the hormones. Go invest. Don't look at it as an expense. It's an investment.
Yeah.
I plan to live to 120, so I'm investing.
Yeah.
I'm not even halfway yet, people.
I love it.
So invest. It's an investment.
Yeah.
And again, women tend to, we are happy to spend on our husbands. We're happy to spend on our spouses. We're happy to spend on our kids. We're happy to spend for the house or for the family.
Or the parents or the
parents or the nieces and nephews. But when we're asked to spend for ourselves, we sometimes feel that we haven't earned it, or we don't deserve it, or it's too expensive for me to take care of me. Do you need to show up confidently every day? Do you need to show up in your business ready to do business and feeling good and have your mental acuity there and be able to complete whole sentences? Because that was a whole problem for lost whole portions of my vocabulary. I was like,
the brain fog is real.
Oh, the brain malfunction is no joke. No joke.
I love it. Okay. And then if you have one takeaway you want to share, or I'm sorry, if you could give our listeners one takeaway to simplify their health journey starting today, what would it be?
Schedule your exercise, plan your meals, make a list when you grocery shop, and find the products and support you need. Start there. Keep it simple.
That's perfect. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be hard.
I love that. Okay. And then where can our listeners find you? Online? Share us your website, and then I'll have you link it to me as well.
So my website for all of my products for New York, like I said, I don't currently have a health coaching website because I'm not really actually coaching right now. I'm doing if you are interested in that, you can reach me at Havilah, Havilah at Have Strategy, HAVESTRAGEY.com. So my company is Have Strategy, so you can find me there. It is havilahvangroll.neura.com for any of the products that we talked about. And if you have questions about them, let me know. There is a reason I picked this company. It was very intentional, and they test everything by third parties. If they say it works, I use every single one of the products every single day. And it really does help. They do help with the anti-aging piece of it. I'm on social media. I am Havilah Vangroll in Facebook and on Instagram. Instagram might change, but right now I'm still Havilah Vangroll. If you look at the bottom of the screen, there's how you spell my name. So it's just all one word. I'm Havilah Vangroll. I'm at Havilah Vangroll on Instagram, and I am Havilah Vangroll with a space and Magruder in the middle on Facebook. But if you look up Havilah Vangroll, there's really only one of me.
That must be nice. I don't have that luxury.
Shockingly, there's more than one Havilah in the world.
I do have to say, though, I do own the domain NicoleHurst.com, and I'm very proud of that because
Yes,
I have lots of Nicole Hursts.
I don't own my own Havilah Vangroll domain. I probably should go buy that.
I'm sure it's available.
I do own Have Strategy and That Cooking Coach, because part of what my health strategies are is I did a lot of cooking coach. I was that cooking coach for a long time.
That's
and
awesome.
I taught people how to cook. So yeah, but Instagram and Facebook, that's where I am.
Perfect. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening. I see you flashing at me.
I don't know what's happening either. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on this episode of Women Should Know. Did you love it? Then hit the subscribe button, leave a review, and share it with a friend. You can also find me on social media under Women Should Know, because the conversation doesn't stop here. I'll see you next time. Bye.